All right, we are here with You Got This. Tonight, we're going
Yeah,
to be talking about uh, life balance and burnout. And the entrepreneurs, they go through it as well, but often we see this with our clients as well. And they go through a lot of burnout, how we
mm,
deal with it, how we've gone through it. So, I'm Stephen McConnell, owner of Growth Mindset Initiative. I am a personal mastery coach, a neuro linguistic programming coach, and our co host is Lakanya.
I'm Laconia Reed. I'm a board certified licensed professional counselor. I am the founder of Choices International, which is a group mental health practice where we provide individual and family and couples therapy, and also the owner of So Save Me, athletic wear that keeps you inspired and motivated.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with you because you have athletic wear, you have choices, and you've made that jump into entrepreneurship. But before that, you were doing many years of the corporate life and then many years while you were running all of this other stuff. What is your thoughts on burnout and life balance?
Uh, so you're talking to someone so first of all, great topic. Burnout and trying to deal with balance, life balance. And so you're talking to someone who, when I reflect back from the age of 14 until now, 2 years later, um, I didn't realize it until I realized it that I've always done more than one thing at a
Mm,
time. From 14, from doing a paper route and working a part-time job while being a high school student. Once I entered the world of work, working one job, a part-time job, raising a family, and going to college. Grad school, full-time job, dropping
mm,
off at dance practice, doing all the things. And then in the corporate world, working in the corporate world, simultaneously starting a business. And so I didn't realize that if there that old adage, burning the candle at both ends,
hmm.
existed. It wasn't until the pandemic.
Ah,
So 14 until maybe the second year good in the pandemic, did I finally realize that I was all wick. The candle was gone. Burnout.
wow.
Uh, where I was on autopilot. So relaxing or resting, I had gotten used to living without it. And I want to add this something to your audience. If what you're doing, if you're working the way that I used to work and it doesn't move the needle, you're actually going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Right. And so I had to get assistance, Stephen. I had to get help to make me stop so that I could find my ends again, the balance. Because I worked 7 days a week, all day, early hours, late nights, and my mind told me that I was making progress. This is what it takes. You have to do all the things. And so the pandemic, when the world stopped, if you will, it stopped me. I didn't stop me. I had no insight and no revelation that I was operating on burnout, that I had no balance. The world stopped me. And once it slowed and came to a halt, I started breathing. And it was like, oh my goodness. So I didn't know. And so my thought is sometimes you could be so numb because it becomes your norm
Yeah.
of having little rest. You get sleep, but no rest. So I was sleeping, but I wasn't resting, free from worry, free from obligation, free from problem solving, free from thinking, analyzing, putting fires out, anticipating, planning. So I had no rest. And the pandemic, Once I got a glimpse of rest, I said, "Whoo, I don't want to go back to how I was." And I did not trust myself to be true to that. So I enlisted assistance. I got a professional coach who held me accountable, cleared my schedule on the weekends. No more Saturday long hours working, no more Sunday long hours working, no more working Friday until 10 p.m. and then Saturday again at 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. I had someone to block off my schedule, and I
Mm.
promise you, I had withdrawals for the first few weeks, maybe a couple of months, and I would dip back into working. I take one more call, take one more client, do one more task. And then she confronted me in a very stern way to say, "You asked for this. And if what," and this is where I got this from, "if what you were doing worked, you would have been further along, or at least where I said that I wanted to be. So the strategy that you're implementing, it's not working. This is an opportunity to course correct."
Mm.
So I say that to say, how do I manage balance from burnout? I didn't know. And so a lot of times we're not able to manage it because we're in denial that we can't even see it, that we're in burnout,
Yeah.
right? We're not doing, and this is my new rubric. If I'm not being excellent, not perfect, but excellent, meaning I know what my capacity is, I know what my availability is. I know what I can absolutely do, my ability. And if I don't hit those margins and those marks because I'm preoccupied with other things, then I know now for me, I'm out of balance. Why do I say that, Stephen? Because before, mediocrity was the standard. And when
Mm.
you're in burnout and out of balance, the only product you can produce is something that's mediocre.
Mm.
And so for me now, how do I regulate burnout from balance? Is I look at the product that I'm producing. Not perfect, but is this the best that I can absolutely do, focusing on this thing? Or am I trying to multitask? And once I get into that, I know, hey, stop. This is not balance. Because balance means all things being equally excellent in their proper place at their proper time, right? So that's how I manage it, by looking at what I'm producing, giving whatever I'm doing my undivided attention, no longer multitasking, complete that. And if I'm pleased with that, not perfection, but did I max out with my ability, capacity, and availability on this task, this situation? And if the answer is yes, I can put it down. And if there's still room in my being, I'm free to move on to something else. And if not, it's okay to stop, because I want my rest to be equally maxed out. I really want to enjoy my rest, not just sleep, but my rest at the highest at the highest possible level. So that's how I deal with balance as opposed to burnout.
That's beautiful. I think we can end it right here. Perfect. All right, cut. No, I mean, I have a question, but you touched on all the beautiful things first. It's because it's cognitive overload. You're overthinking, you're
Yes.
multitasking, you're not in the
Yes.
present moment. And then you said,
Yes.
I balance because I'm in the present moment. I'm doing the best I can. You're talking about emotional compression, where you're suppressing
Yes.
yourself because
Yes.
emotions are our energy. They're if you were to think of a layer, the center is our identity, our character, and
Yes.
the next level is emotions, and that's our energy. And you're taking
Mhm.
care of that within your balance.
Mhm.
And then there's that internal contradiction. And those are the three main ones that I usually see. And the internal
Okay.
contradiction is uh, I can get it better. I could try to do this. I could try and do that. Oh, I got to do this. And you're stopping that. You're being in the present moment and saying, there's a time for this. Is it done?
Yes.
Is it good enough? And then you might mourn. passing on that task. You might mourn it for a moment, but you go on. So
Yes.
I guess my question is what were the symptoms that you feel? I mean, because I've gone through burnout just like you. It was 49 years of my life burnout. So
Mm-hmm.
so what was your symptoms of withdrawal?
So the racing thoughts was
Mm,
one. I had this misalignment, this faulty thought process, and you hear this, or you may have heard this. I have to do everything. If you want something done, you have to do it.
yeah,
That's just bad thinking.
yeah,
So part of the withdrawal was really combating those thoughts. If I don't do it, it's not going to get done. Um, some of the other withdrawals was the calendar, that big desk calendar that I
hmm
have things scribbled on my whiteboards and looking at those things, and it's almost like the calendar was coming to get me. Like
yeah,
the deadlines are crouching upon me and they're going to get me. So it was a lot of the withdrawals was really in my mind, in my imagination, where I began to create these worst case scenarios. If I don't do it, if I don't see one more client, if I don't
yeah,
follow up with one more email. And so that was one of them. Um, so I had anxiety around that, right? So the
yeah,
withdrawal, doing it all was anxiety. And here's the thing, once I got to the root of it, I felt a sense of a loss of control. And so I didn't know that trying to do all things, be all things to all people in all situations all the time was my unconscious mind attempting to control outcomes
yeah,
for me, to create a false sense of safety for me. And it wasn't sustainable. And just because you do something a long time doesn't mean that you're going to have the ability or capacity to do it all the time, because those are not the same. A
exactly,
long time isn't all the time, especially when you're starting to have diminished return with regard to quality.
exactly,
And so
exactly.
that's what I was dealing with, the mental ascent, to learn to rest. I wasn't able to, like I said, the first few weeks, maybe the first couple of months. Because I'm going to say it really took me a few months, probably three, because somewhere intermittently I would dip back in and poke my head in because the withdrawal symptoms were overwhelming, right? That sensation, that urge, that impulse, do one more thing,
Yeah,
check one more email. And so I had withdrawal symptoms from my devices. Like literally, it felt like something was missing if I didn't. I literally used to roll over and check the emails, check the accounts,
mm,
transfer money, respond to emails, schedule appointment, like literally with that daggone phone. So the withdrawal was powering it off, do not disturb,
mm,
moving it away from the nightstand and feeling the itch and the urge just to go get it, having to stop myself.
yeah,
So it was mental, it was being withdrawn from the devices, the technology, not looking at the numbers, not looking at the sites and different things like that. And after about 3 months, I noticed my sleep improved.
yeah,
My countenance, I'm not sure what that looked like to other people. People that I interacted with could probably speak to that. So professionally, because I love what I do, my interpretation is I showed up, I was ready.
yeah,
Uh, However, I suspect, this is hindsight speaking, I probably never came down, right? So when you're always on, in my personal life, I was probably always on. And so it took me a few months to be able to relax, just put my feet up, to be able to have a conversation and not try to solve it, to be able to listen and not analyze it. Like it took practice to turn that part of me off so that I can just be a person in my own life. And so some of those burnouts was stop thinking, um, stop checking my devices, stop peeking in at the work, um, and stop trying to solve, being a resource to other people. And so I struggled with that initially. Those were some of the withdrawal symptoms I
Yeah.
experienced.
It's almost like a desire, the desire to control and the
Mm-hmm.
desire to have things perfect, the desire to maybe, for me, speaking for myself,
Mm-hmm.
you're seeking validation and getting more done. And
Mm.
um, that was my experience with
Okay.
burnout. Is I was always saying yes when I did not have the capacity. And
Ah,
I think at the end of the day, you're right. It was just literally a distraction. It was it was just a distraction, and those neurons that had fired together had to learn not to be firing all the time.
right.
And
Right.
I think it's Hub's law: neurons that fire together wire together.
Yep.
And so, learning the new skills of I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to control. I'm still learning the one where it has to be it doesn't have to be perfect. So I like it because a lot of times we talk and you're just like it's okay if it's not perfect because I love hearing it. Um,
Yes.
because I usually start something and get to about the middle phase and then stop, and because I just don't complete the project because I know that it won't be perfect. It's not going the way I
Right.
want it to go. And that's I think that's the entrepreneur way is to start something and push through. And for that, I would have to say the last year, that's been like the harshest lesson I've had to learn.
Yes.
I've been able to manage burnout because it is those emotional, um, it's that emotional suppression. And I'd learned that, through the many years where I was an alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
coming out and sobering up, working on my health. This working on my health, I realized that I was suppressing
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff with the alcohol.
Yes.
And one of them was emotions. I didn't know how to
Mm.
function if I wasn't angry, if I wasn't in control. Another
Right.
one was spiritual side. I didn't know how to address spiritual feelings that I had.
Right.
So going through that was a very huge learning curve for me because I had to deal with all of the emotions at once because I'm sober.
Now, how did you deal with, I was going to ask you, how did you deal with the withdrawal from the overworking, the seeking perfection that had become your pattern, your identity? And then once you shifted to say, we're not pairing these together anymore, how did you deal with the withdrawal? Like what conversation, what narrative did you tell yourself? What were some of those symptoms?
I'm a scheduling person. I'm a lists person,
Huh?
and so there's this philosophy of live a life within a day. So that's what I aim to schedule for. You want to play, you want to work, you want to socialize, you want to be alone,
Okay.
and you want to retire.
Okay.
And I, how did I deal with it? The withdrawals, I still have them. I still go through them. I still go through am I doing enough?
Mm,
Am I doing enough? It's a question in my mind. And
mm,
the way I do that is like I said in our last session, I'm learning how to be in the current moment,
present.
being present in the current moment, and saying,
Yes.
no, this is okay. I am choosing to do this. I'm not going to think about that.
Right.
And anytime I catch myself, I say, nope, that is leading to possible rumination.
Mm,
Current moment, I am doing this, and I focus
right.
wholly on that. And that's where I think your conversation came into it is because I love how you framed it. I'm going to do the absolute best I can right here, right now. And so that also gives me some more words, some more concepts to train myself in the current moment. So
S That's
that's
good, that's
yeah.
real good.
Um,
One of the things that came to mind, about what you were talked about, the burnout, seeking perfection and really working through that. Any tips on how, because I know that there are people, entrepreneurs, or just people, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to seek perfection. And sometimes striving for that can contribute to the burnout and move you further away from balance. I love the so say me, talk back to yourself, because you believe you, and you're doing the wiring and the firing
yeah.
together, really neuroplasticity and tying into the emotion. What's the tip to dealing with specifically the need to be perfect?
I would say to stop being perfect, to like stop trying so hard to be aiming for perfection
Mm-hmm.
is a simple framework that anybody can pick up right here and right now. It's just a simple question. Am I respecting myself more or less?
Ah,
And so right now I'm in the formatting part of my book. Not everything is perfect in those first two chapters that I've edited or formatted,
okay.
but am I respecting myself more or less by sitting there for another 3 or 4 hours on one of those chapters, or is it as good as I know how to get it right now?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly what I got. Once I feel like I am starting to diminish my self respect, it's good enough.
Mm,
It's good enough.
yeah. I like that. And so it's really you setting the evaluation
Hmm.
of you
Right.
that allows you to release the perfection, which my narrative is it doesn't exist. Because that goal teaches you it's never enough. There's always more. Um, and so I love what you said. It's about value. Are you honoring yourself? Are you respecting yourself? And what decision do you need to make in order to hold true to that? So I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
And
Because the perfection, so an example, I was working on something on the computer trying, it wasn't formatting, I don't know what to call it, trying to make a landing page, designed it on one platform, trying to convert it over to another. I did not know what I was doing. And for 4 hours, I'm reading and learning, glasses on, glasses off, configuring, saving, losing it. Where did I save it? Which drive, which platform?
I've been there so many times. I understand.
and and it wasn't completed. And I am still not sure where my files went. However, when I got up, I was pleased with myself, because what I paid attention to, so that I not burn out, get frustrated, can't think, brain fog, self doubt. Stop. I paused. I was proud of myself and said, look at you, self, you made progress. You did exactly what you said you were going to do and work on in the time that you have allotted it, and you stopped. And so I love what you said. That's why I'm sharing this story. Honored myself, respected myself to say, at 4 o'clock, you were stopping. So from noon to four, I did exactly what I said that I was going to do. And now I have 999 ways I learned what doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Well,
However, I didn't know that it didn't work. So I know that conversion and formatting. I now know that Systems matter. The iOS system matters. There's different than your Mac systems and all of the. So now I'm like, oh, I get it. I realize now that one thing can't read another unless you convert it. And so I have some useful information, and I still see it as progress,
Yeah.
right? And so for me, the way that I deal with, instead of getting into burnout, trying to seek perfection, that was never my thing. I was never the one who sought perfection. And
Mm,
for transparency, I was clear when I was little, enough is enough for me. And sometimes just enough is plenty. But doing multiple things was my thing that led me to burnout, having to do all the things all the time, like I said. But now that I'm shifting, still paying attention so that I don't burn out and get frustrated and create balance, I literally do stop. 4 o'clock is your cutoff. And then a tip that I use to help me find balance is I schedule me the best
perfect.
decision that and I like to say, so say me, the best decision that you can make is include you in your life. COVID taught me that. I had to get help. I wasn't strong enough. Willpower didn't do it because I had already been formulated to do all the things all the time, to always stay on. So, with assistance, accountability, I was able to include me. So, one of the ways that I support myself with balance is I schedule me, whatever that is. For me, it's the gym, it might be a walk or go for a run. I incorporate activities. I do half marathons. I incorporate things to say, this is adding me. I see myself now as a vehicle. I need to pause and fill up or pause and get an oil change if I'm going to keep going for a long time.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I give myself permission is to include me. And I need rest. I need rejuvenation. I need stimulation other than work. I need challenges other than work. So completing 13.1 miles, that's a challenge for me to train, and mentally takes me somewhere else to discipline my body to get it done. That kind of commitment then shows up. I have those skills, I have that wisdom, I have that insight to then pour into the work that I'm doing. So, balance, I find now, is actually your superpower to getting the work done, accomplishing the mission that's really so important to us.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Yeah. What I'm hearing is you've built in a moment to respect yourself. Not only when you finished, you went you went from 2 to 4 or noon to 4, and then when you got up,
Mm-hmm.
you celebrated, and that's so
Yep.
important. That's very, very important. Absolutely, you celebrated. You're proud of yourself. Being proud of yourself for the effort
Yeah.
of doing
Yeah.
something difficult is
Mm-hmm.
a celebration. And
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly the right thing. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going forward, how are you designing your new life, your entrepreneur life, so that burnout doesn't happen?
So some say start with the end in mind. I've heard when you write the book, you write the movie, you start with the end in mind. And the end is me first, right? I decided, because I didn't know that having not decided it, then I allowed other things to be. Everything else first, me, the rest. So in this space now, me first. I give me the best, and everything else is the rest. And so the new design is I set up in the morning. I have a morning routine, if you will. And I love it because that's me filling up my tank. So I have a spiritual regimen that I do, a quiet time regimen. It's an opportunity for me to learn and to grow and to feed myself, to fuel up so that I have that to give me. And then the rest, the insight, the guidance, the wisdom, whatever it is, then I have that to share with the world. And then I have a nighttime ritual, whatever that is. After I put that work in, then I say it this way, I treat my body to physical fitness. That's important to me
Yeah.
because I want to take care of my temple. And so my commitment is to take care of me. Don't put me on the back burner. And so then I will do something like that. And then I stimulate myself. I give myself an external goal, right? So marathons, that's or half marathons, that's my thing. I'm training for one in August that I'll run in San Diego. So I'm already envisioning the medal that goes on my neck. And so I use that as momentum to say, if I can finish that, and it is daunting, then I could finish something else because I see it as one and the same. And so meaning one and the same, meaning a mile here, a tough mile here, a tough half a mile here, a breeze here, or a stride here, or walk here. Just finish it. Just
Just
finish it.
finish.
I
Yeah.
take that mindset and apply it in my entrepreneurship life. And so that's what I've done. I just said, you know what? Balance is include me. And since I know me, it's important that I give me something too, especially, and I'll hush, but especially in this entrepreneurship, you and I are in the service business. We have a heart for people, right? We have it is our life's work to add value and to be of service to humanity in such a large way. And oftentimes, when we're givers, we give and we give, which causes burnout without filling up. And so I've made it my personal responsibility to practice what I teach, practice what I preach, and to be an authentic witness of what it is that I'm sharing. And so I see it now as my personal responsibility that I must fuel up. So I give me the best, the top of the morning, and the last part of the night, everybody else gets the middle and everyone else gets the rest. And everyone else, I mean my work, whatever it is I'm doing, my family, my friends, my work, socially, whatever that is, in order for them to really get that, then I got to put good stuff into me so that good stuff comes out of me. And that's now how I find the balance by simply including me in my own life.
I think that's crucial to point out that I have a keynote that I speak that is aligned giving versus transactional giving. And
Hmm.
honestly, it's very interesting because tonight where our discussion is very, very much on both of them. And what you're talking about is giving from the overflow. If
Yes,
I take care of me for you, then I can give you all of my overflow and the best. But
yes,
I've got to take care of me for you. And
yes.
I would have to say, for a great number of years, I always felt that that kind of a thought was selfish. What I
Yeah.
realize now is I was very transactional in my giving.
Yes.
Very, I need validation. Perfection is a very seeking of attention, very seeking of, I'm going to fail or people are not going to like me if it's not perfect. And
Mm-hmm.
just all a just that statement, I will fill myself up and give from the leftovers, is
Mm-hmm.
straightforward the the balance that we're talking about. It is the balance. It's the emotional, the cognitive balances that is not burnout. That prevents burnout, creates those healthy barriers within life. Um,
Yes. Or the boundaries. And I like to say me, the boundaries are for me. The boundaries are for you,
Yeah,
right? And bridges are for others. And because I'm new to it, again, just since the pandemic, I'm setting these healthy boundaries. And those are the standards that I committed that I will live by. The bridges are for other people, meaning I have capacity, so I get to extend this bridge, and people are welcome to join me here, but not beyond the boundary that I set for me,
precisely.
right? So sometimes we are trying to manage other people, saying they need to respect my boundaries. No, they don't. You have to respect your boundaries. And I mention that because me first, I get the best,
Yep.
everyone gets the best. So it means that when I get up at 5:45 or 6 in the morning, if someone rings my phone, that's not them disrespecting a boundary, right? If I take that call or engage with that
Yep.
telephone or that email, that's me disrespecting my boundary.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
open up the bridge at 8 a.m. when I'm available to the rest. But first, I get the best. So once we understand how to create balance by having boundaries that we set and that we adhere to for ourselves, it prevents us or precludes us from entering into burnout. Burnout is evidence that you had no boundaries.
Oh, I love that. That's a so say me. You've got to make that a so
That's
say.
a so say me. That's right. That's right.
I
So
love it.
say me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we could
Yeah.
continue to talk on this, I think, all night. I mean, it's just such a huge topic. I think we're going to end it here. I'm Stephen
Hmm.
McConnell, founder and CEO of Growth Mindset Initiatives. You can connect with me on LinkedIn or check out my website, mindsetgrowth.com. It's MYND setgrowth.com. And I have a book coming out, Seven Laws of Personal Mastery. It'll be out this summer. And Lacanya,
I am Laconia Reed, and you can find me on social media, all the social media outlets. You can also reach me if you're looking for counseling and or coaching at choicesintl.org, and you can find our athletic wear, So Say Me, or SoSayMe.com.
this has been great. Thank you.
Indeed. Until next time, happy Tuesday. Bye.